Welcome to the Yenisei River, the heart of Siberia, where we initiate the countdown to announcing the names of the winners of the Global Energy Prize 2025. And we will be accompanied by images of the main natural resources of this region, the beautiful forest, taiga, and the deep-flowing river, Yenisei. We are sailing, by the way, on a futuristic boat of local manufacture. But there are others in the region who produce similar equipment. This is just one example of what they can do here. And here's another Krasnoyarsk world-famous landmark, the Krasnoyarsk hydro plant. Here it is. Actually, it's been 30 years that it's been featured on the Russian 10-ruble banknote. Here it is. Historically, this is the first hydroelectric power station on the Yenisei, and today it is one of Russia's most powerful stations, second only to the Sayano-Shushenskaya hydroelectric dam, located just upstream on the same river, by the border of Krasnoyarsk and Khakassia. The Republic of Tver is also nearby, and together these three regions have formed a single investment project, Yenisei Siberia. And although our priority is energy, once here, we couldn't help but tell you something else interesting and new. It's not being performed by me, of course, but this is the only such a culinary school in the whole of Siberia, one of only 8 international culinary cuisine schools all over the world, which makes Krasnoyarsk one of the culinary capitals of this planet. At the same time, students of these institutes also receive an academic education, and those who have already got their hands full from here are literally snapped up by reputable restaurants all over the world. But that's not all. There's also its own hotel as part of the development of an entire institute of hospitality. As you may have noticed, we have traditional bread and salt here, and for a reason.
Здравствуйте, гости дорогие! Отведайте хлеб с солью!
And the Krasnoyarsk hospitality has been appreciated by the guests of the Global Energy Associations. These are the scientists, experts, and fellow journalists. Our association brought this delegation to the Krasnoyarsk region to participate in a whole series of social and scientific events. And it's not for nothing that our heroes have now turned their gazes to the sky. For the first time in history of global energy, cosmonauts addressing the laureates from the space.
Дорогие участники премии «Глобальная энергия», мы, космонавты Роскосмоса Сергей Рыжиков, Алексей Зубрицкий и Кирилл Песков, с борта Международной космической станции приветствуем всех. Современные космические технологии и энергетическая наука тесно связаны. Освоение космоса требует инновационных решений в области генерации, передачи и хранения энергии. Например, термоядерные реакторы и лазерные технологии могут совершить прорыв в космических полетах. При этом разработки для космоса находят успешное применение и на Земле.
Предприятия ракетно-космической промышленности производят продукцию в интересах энергетического комплекса России и имеют богатый опыт сотрудничества для решения задач развития экономики нашей страны. Уже более 20 лет в России, а именно в Москве, базируется ассоциация «Глобальная энергия», которая проводит одну из престижных международных премий в области энергетики – «Глобальная энергия».
А мероприятия премии в этом году проводятся в Красноярске, на родине талантливых ученых, инженеров и визионеров в области аэрокосмических технологий. Поздравляем лауреатов премии с высокой наградой. Желаем новых выдающихся открытий и достижений. А Красноярскому краю успехов и процветания.
By the way, the cosmonaut on the right is from Krasnoyarsk. Well, and a small clarification. The cosmonauts have already congratulated the laureates, whose names we have yet to announce. Well, here on Earth, we continue to explore the Krasnoyarsk Pillars Stolby Nature Reserve, which is celebrating its centenary this year. It stretches for many, many kilometers and is known for its huge cliffs and bizarre shapes. Each has its own name, for example, Yermak, Sparrows, Takmak, and so on. This is far from the only reason why more than 1 million tourists visited the region last year alone. Next to the pillars is a record-breaking staircase to the Torgashinsky Ridge. The longest in the country is 1 kilometer 200 meters. In the north of the region, experienced travelers are attracted by the Puturana Plateau. Translated from Evenki, it means the land of lakes with steep shores. Just here in the north, the Sever aeroboats, which also means north, can be useful. They are manufactured in this region and designed for its climatic conditions. In the capital of the region, Krasnoyarsk, there is an observation deck on Nikolaevskaya Sopka, where the country's flagpole is located. And you can also see from here that the beaver log is the legacy of the 2019 World Winter Universiade. This is a year-round fun park for outdoor enthusiasts. In winter, skiing and snowboarding. In summer, there's a swimming pool, playgrounds and restaurants. And also the longest rodelbahn in Russia and the second in the world, a kind of mix of extreme slides and bobsleigh. The Kvadrat cluster has become the center of the development of creative industries, workshops, showrooms, offices, a gallery of modern art, venues for events, screenings, filmings and celebrations. It was the residents of Kvadrat who made the stand for the Krasnoyarsk region for the International Exhibition Forum Russia, which was held in Moscow last year. Now the stand has found a permanent place in the Yenisei Gallery. Krasnoyarsk is also a cultural heritage location. It was from this region that he was from. This velvety baritone won millions of hearts all over the planet. Dmitry Khorostovsky's name is now borne by the Opera and Ballet Theatre, the Institute of Arts and the Krasnoyarsk Airport. Where other groups finish their performance, the Godenko ensemble begins, where the words used by foreign critics to greet the tour of the Siberian Dance Ensemble, which is celebrating its 65th anniversary this year. The morning of the Streltsy execution, Suvorov crossing the Alps, Menshikov in Berezova, and 300 more canvases were painted by Krasnoyarsk master of historical painting Vasily Surikov. His equally famous great-grandchildren, the Oscar-winning Nikita Mikhalkov and Andron Konchalovsky, created famous films and theatrical productions, while in Krasnoyarsk they always visit the museum of their great-grandfather. And now the main thing for us, energy. Well, in this region, the Borodinsky coal collier, the largest in Russia, attracted the attention of our delegation. It is 7 kilometers long and 2 kilometers wide. It's like 2,000 soccer fields. And there are enough coal reserves here for more than 800 years of continuous mining. Rotary excavators load black fuel directly into freight trains. The rails are shifted after these giants in the course of production. Just imagine if you line up wagons with coal which have been mined in the Borodino section since 1950, and this is a record 1,200,000,000 tons, then you can circumnavigate the equator 8 times. The coal mined here is characterized by low ash content and low sulfur content. The floor belongs now to one of the members of the Global Energy International Committee.
South Africa also produces a lot of open-pit coal. It lies very shallow. Due to this, South Africa specifically has the advantage of generating electricity from coal. We need to improve this technology.
This region is also rich in oil, more than 900 million tons of reserves. 99% of all platinum group metals in Russia are mined in the north of the region at the deposits of Norilsk nickel. Rusal Krasnoyarsk aluminium plant is the second largest aluminium plant in the world, 3% of the global volume. There are also 300 gold deposits and 3 dozens of silver deposits in the region. Krastsvetmet is engaged in the processing of these and other precious metals. Krasnoyarsk universities are engaged in the development and training of personnel for energy and related industries. In addition to classical laboratories, Siberian Federal University has a green station for the study and implementation of clean technologies. The Reshetnev Siberian State University of Science and Technology trains specialists for the aviation and space industries, mechanical engineers, scientific and energy organizations. This is the so-called Krasnoyarsk Sea, the largest artificial reservoir in Russia. It was formed as a result of the construction of the Krasnoyarsk hydroelectric power station. The Biryusa Forum is taking place on the shores of this sea. It attracts active youth from all over Russia and the world. Our foreign delegates toured the campgrounds and shared their knowledge with the forum participants during a special session. Well, our countdown is coming to an end. Very soon a ceremony will be held on the other shore in Krasnoyarsk proper to announce the names of the laureates of the Global Energy Prize 2025. This year's nomination cycle has again shown a wide geography and international interest in the award. The long list included 90 scientists and representatives from 44 countries and territories participated in the nomination cycle. Europe and Asia, North and South America, the Caribbean and Africa, Australia and the Middle East. Our regional to global conferences for developing countries are helping to attract new applications. This year's was held in Port Louis, Mauritius, where participants from South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe and Cote d'Ivoire came. Plus participation in Ross Congress forums such as Russia-Mexico in Mexico City, the Russian Energy Week and the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. Events similar to this year's Krasnoyarsk were previously held in Volgograd, Kemerovo, Khanty-Mansiysk, Kazan and Kaluga. The association provides all participants with a reliable platform for mutually respectful business and scientific dialogue. In addition, documentaries are being created about energy, climate and science. Among our delegates visiting Krasnoyarsk region, you may have already noticed the one who heads the Independent International Awards Committee, the Nobel laureate from Korea, Rae Kwe-chung. This is how he assessed the results of the 2025 nomination cycle.
I was very impressed by the long list and the region represented in the nomination is getting wider and wider, and we received very huge number, increasing number of nominations. I think it is a good sign that the Global Energy Prize is getting more and more recognition around the world, and also playing a very important role, encouraging energy scientists to be involved and encouraging them to lead our sustainable future.
On the eve of his arrival to Krasnoyarsk, a meeting of the International Awards Committee was held under his chairmanship. These are 24 experts from Bolivia, China, Cote d'Ivoire, Hungary, India, Japan, Russia, Singapore, South Africa, the United Arab Emirates and the United States of America. They reviewed a short list of 15 applicants. They could award the prize to a maximum of 3 and a minimum of 2 nominees. And now it's time to find out their solutions. Do you remember where we started our story? That's right, from hydropower facilities. This is one of the main assets of Rushydro, a partner of Global Energy. Since this year, the headquarters of Rushydro are no longer in Moscow, they are in Krasnoyarsk. It is here that we will announce the names of the 2025 laureates. And this will be the first official event in this building. Let's get started.
Туда, где мы тебя свободно вели. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And now we would like to start our ceremony. Let me invite to this stage the Governor, Mikhail Mikhailovich Katyukov, and the Chairman of the International Committee, Rek Won-chun. Please take your seats. I would also like to welcome the members of the International Committee, who are Didier Côte d'Ivoire, from Lisiao, from China, and Dmitry Bessarabov, from the Republic of South Africa. And I also would like to welcome all our colleagues who are here, not only from Russia, but from China, India, from all over the world. And I have welcomed everybody, and let me take a seat, Mikhail Mikhailovich. Thank you. Coming here, we actually represented the short list of global energy when we were at St. Petersburg Forum. And now we understood that Alexander Stepanov, your predecessor, was right. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin and Mr. Surikov, and who also visited Alps, he also saw the beauty here. And please, let me give you the floor. Thank you, Sergei Borisovich. Dear friends, let me welcome you at the Krasnoyarsk region, at the bank of our mighty Krasnoyarsk, in the center of Russia, in the center of Eurasia. Thank you for trusting, hosting this important event this year. Well, actually getting the results, and later, actually, later, traditionally it will be in Moscow, but they named the laureate will be named today, and it is a special honor that it will take place in Krasnoyarsk. And with great pleasure, I'm here today in the headquarters of Rosgidro. The company is one of the leading companies in energy, and I'm very happy that it moved to Krasnoyarsk, a region of industrially developed. It is a region with a lot of different mineral resources, and energetic field for Krasnoyarsk region is one of the main for the first years actually of its foundation. And here we have all the types of energy. Today, for the energy, there is a very high demand from the society. We understand that we need energy. Energy is life. But the task is to make this energy cleaner, to make it more ecological. And here it is principally important to make the cutting-edge development, brand-new development in a wide spectrum of areas. And I'm positive that all these 90 nominees that are actually representing 44 countries, there's serious technical and scientific potential, which is obvious in the world science and in the world industry, will definitely let know about themselves with their brand new technology and achievement. It is important that this sphere should attract young specialists who will be ready to devote themselves to the development of global energy and energetic as a whole. And I believe that such events is also a part of educational project where we can see that the energy of the future is an energy of observation. It is a sphere that you can devote your life to, and actually the field for developing your talent is endless. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here in Krasnoyarsk. Thank you, Mikhail Mikhailovich. For us, it is here now in Krasnoyarsk in Rosgidro. They moved from Moscow to Krasnoyarsk, and it is a first actual enterprise. It is a first international enterprise. Thank you to Rosgidro.
Dr. Chung, you've been all over the world. This is your 126th time in Russia, but you had never been to Krasnoyarsk region before. What are your impressions?
I was deeply impressed by the nature, which is very rich and abundant, and also very impressed by the people living in harmony with the nature. And definitely, I would like to put Krasnoyarsk on my list of next summer vacation.
Well, that's nice. Now, every single year, you can choose from 2 to 3 laureates. How many have you chosen this time around?
The National Award Committee has chosen laureates in all 3 categories. And members of the committee found that the scientific achievement of the candidates were very high level.
Ну что ж, давайте в таком случае поочередно объявим.
Let's announce the names of these prize winners, and let's start with the traditional energy, and let's look at the screen and see the short list.
Traditional Energy nomination. Jinliang He, China. Head of High Voltage Technology Research Institute, Professor, Tsinghua University. Electric Power Industry. For development of advanced extra ultra-high voltage power transmission technologies. Xu Yuan Ron Hui, China. Chair Professor of Power Electronics, City University of Hong Kong. Electric Power Industry. For outstanding contributions to wireless power transfer and sustainable lighting technologies, resulting in huge reduction of electronic waste, energy consumption, and greenhouse gas emission. Dmitry Zverev, Russia. General Director and General Designer, JSC Experimental Design Bureau of Mechanical Engineering, named after Igor Afrikantov. Management. For outstanding contribution to the creation and development of low-power reactor installations for the ice-breaking fleet, and power supply to hard-to-reach and remote territories, including the Arctic region. Pietro Barabaschi, Italy. Director General, ITER. Management. For exceptional contributions to the conception and construction of the ITER, the construction of the large Japanese tokamak JT60SU, and the development of IF-MIF. Valery Chuyanov, Russia. Nuclear energy. For scientific brilliance with visionary leadership in fusion energy development.
So here you can see the short list for traditional energy nomination to choose the winner in that. And the president of the association will be announced by Mikhail Kotikov, the name of the winner. Jinliang He.
Аплодисменты.
Applause, please. So we had an opportunity to get connected and listen to Jinliang He.
This is really excellent news. I would like to thank the Global Energy Prize International Award Committee for selecting me as the recipient of this prestigious award. I would like to thank my colleagues and my students at Tsinghua University, my collaborators and friends all over the world, and my family for their continuous support. This noble honor not only recognizes my work alone, but also the collective endeavor of brilliant minds, advancing sustainable energy supply. This award illuminates a shared vision to power our world safely and efficiently. My research in the field of high-voltage electric power transmission has always been driven by this imperative. By advancing electromagnetic traction protection technologies and developing sustainable high-capacity underground transmission systems, my team and I have sought to confront two defining challenges: enabling reliability and efficiency of extra and ultra-high voltage power transmission. As we stand at the crossroad of climate urgency and energy justice, I pledge to dedicate this honor toward bridging innovation with accessibility. Let us build grids that not only transmit electricity, but transmit hope for a cleaner, more intelligent, and more equitable energy future. Thank you. 谢谢.
So congratulations to Jinliang He, and we are moving on. And well, let's move on with Dr. Byun. We meet you on a regular basis.
William, now you've been paranoidally interested in clean technologies. Now that you have visited Siberia, what would you suggest as priorities in that field, in that part of the world, in this part of the world?
My background actually is working in energy, mostly in Southeast Asia. And I was very surprised that there's interesting parallels between this region and, for example, Indonesia, where you have thousands of demand centers spread out over a wide geographic distance. In the case of Indonesia, it's tens of thousands of islands. In the case of Siberia, it's such a large area where there's many separate industries. And I think what you'll find is over there, the challenge has been that traditionally it's been a supplier of energy as an export, but increasingly it's more for energy used in the region or for domestic purposes. And the challenge that you'll find is, especially in this kind of changing society where there's an emphasis on clean energy, how to integrate renewable energy, not to replace traditional energy, but to integrate it into localized demand. And I think more and more this region, there'll be energy policy related to distributive energy, local microgrids, the integration of the optimal integration of renewables and baseload using AI. Those are the kinds of technologies that I think will be more driven. And frankly, the winners that we had for the prize this year all are ones who reflect that. The energy is not static, but that there's kind of a constant challenge to change the nature of technology to meet that.
Thank you so much indeed. Thank you. Mikhail Mikhailovich, у нас вот, как вы видите...
Mikhail Mikhailovich, as you could see in this video, actually, we all visited the coal pit, and we all understand that it will definitely to stay, not only in Russia, but that the renaissance of this actually type of energy will definitely take place. I understand that people actually are concerned about the topic of ecology. How can we combine traditional energy and ecology? So what do you do in this field? I actually understand that the alternative to the traditional energy, well, it is limited. And with all the understanding of the importance of conducting work on renewable energy sources and other areas, I understand that the prospect is actually quite far away, and it is important to provide the improvement of ecological situation here in Krasnoyarsk. And we understand that the equipment which is being used for production and for actually burning fuel is also very different, and we understand if it is a brand new high-tech equipment, actually we can understand that the standards, ecological standard can be high. If it is rather old and it was made in the mid-19th century, we understand that actually it won't do, and we are now implementing the national project of ecology for Krasnoyarsk, Minusинsk, and Norilsk, Achinsk, and Lysosibirsk. They actually joining this project, and we have actually prepared the improvement of ecological situation. They concern different prospects actually and aspects, transportation, industry, and so on. And it is very important for our cities. Quite a lot of actually residential houses, block of flats. I guess when you were visiting this our city, I hope you saw this. And it is very important that all of them actually have technological modernization. And we could convince the dwellers of Krasnoyarsk, and actually we made them believe into the state program of actually renewing the heating systems in not only block of flats but in personal and private household. People actually didn't trust us. About 100% actually accepted this program, but last year it was a fantastic step because we increased it to 1,200 families who agreed to take part in this project. They opened the doors of their houses. We actually came and we changed on the boilers that they heat with their houses. This is a brand new equipment, which I can say, which is being produced now in Krasnoyarsk according to the highest ecological standards, and we are not actually planning to decrease this number. We do have the least this year. Well, thank you very much, especially that Krasnoyarsk is actually, as for Krasnoyarsk region, it is the largest, the longest, the highest. Okay, let us please have a look at the most non-traditional energy, which is the future. Let us please have a look at the short list.
Non-traditional energy nomination. Issa Batarseh, USA, Pegasus Chair Professor, University of Central Florida. Renewable energy. for outstanding technical contributions to the design, development, and commercialization of power electronics technology for the integration of renewable resources and improving energy efficiency. Wan Lingguo, China. Professor, Head of the National Key Laboratory of Mechanics and Control for Aerospace Structures, Nanjing University of Aeronautics and Astronautics. Vice President of International Society of Mechanical System Dynamics. Renewable energy. For the research of hydrovoltaic energy conversion, confined water and ion transport in biological and biomimetic nanosystems, and perovskite solar cells innovations. José Heraclito Sagal, Chile. Emeritus and Distinguished Professor, University of Santiago, Chile. Fuel cells and hydrogen energy. For fundamental research on the rational design of new, low-cost electrocatalytic materials for the reduction of molecular oxygen in fuel cells and for other electrochemical reactions relevant to energy conversion. Huang, USA. Professor and Department Chair, University of California, Los Angeles. Fuel cells and hydrogen energy. For pioneering breakthroughs in catalyst design that dramatically enhance the cost efficiency, durability, and performance of fuel cells simultaneously, accelerating the global transition to clean energy. Mehdi Sayed Mahmoudian, Australia. Professor, Director of Energy Transition Hub, Swinburne University of Technology. Renewable energy. For pioneering contributions to the global transition towards sustainable energy and groundbreaking research and leadership transforming the renewable energy landscape.
Well, this time around, the chair of our international committee, Dr. Chung, is going to be the person who will announce the name of the laureates. Mr. Chung, go ahead, please.
Huang.
Breakthrough it is for the 30% of the existence of this prize is the first woman here, first laureate. And despite all this terrible jet lag, actually, and time difference, we did our best to contact her. Let us listen to her.
Greetings, my name is Huang, and I'm a faculty member at the University of California, Los Angeles, in the United States of America. Thank you very much for this recognition. I'm deeply honored and truly humbled to receive this prestigious award from the Global Energy Association. My sincere thanks to the selection committee for this recognition and to the association for its steadfast commitment to advancing energy science worldwide. At UCLA, my research lies in the interface of material science and electrochemistry. My group develops designer catalysts, and more importantly, we work to bridge the gap between discovery and deployment, turning new materials into working platforms for energy conversion and storage. This is a field that demands curiosity, persistence, and collaboration. I have been fortunate enough to work with an extraordinary group of students, postdocs, and collaborators. Their creativity and passion are making all of this possible. This honor belongs just as much to them. Energy is a global challenge, and it will take global cooperation to solve. From decarbonization to equitable access, we must work together across borders and disciplines for the good of the planet and our future generations. Thank you again for this incredible honor.
Now I would like to address to Dmitry Bessarabov, another member of the International Award Committee. He's our competitor who has been living and working in South Africa for many years. So you are an independent expert. I would like to ask you, what is your vision of energy development here in Krasnoyarsk region? What is your impression of Krasnoyarsk region and where it could go to? it's a unique territory which is located in the West and East Siberia both. Thank you for your question, considering the vision of energy development here, but I can definitely say some things. I would start with the fact that the region is really developed, industrially developed, and this industrial development will move on further. Accordingly, we will have to enlarge the power generation and the traditional energy which is constantly produced and generated. Regardless of use, so the expert has the same opinion as yours, but anyway, other sources of energy, they don't exclude the traditional energy use, as the region is really large, about 13% of the whole territory of the Russian Federation, with a differently spread population. Of course, some are densely populated, some are little populated, and of course, we should develop mini stations which mix hybrid stations with diesel and wind generation. Besides, the energy sector here involves three components, that is production, supply, and storage. And the issue of storage energy is a challenge because everyone needs lots of energy. Who needs the battery from the watches? Of course, we need much more. That is the field for your further work. That is the storage and keeping energy. So such issues like that will be definitely developed. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, all of us, we are combined and united by the sustainable development of UN. Of course, the fashion and the trends are different, but energy should be really accessible. The same question is asked. So, Mr. Teller.
But I think that that region is such a small sample of Africa. Because, you know, when you see the resources that are available here, you see how the transition is organized. We are talking about shifting from conventional to renewable and clean energy. And you see that the base load hydro is still in Africa the huge source. But to develop hydro, you need enough money. Now, today, if the energy don't supply industry, make no sense. That region is very developing in terms of aluminum and other industry. And the population also is growing population, like in Africa. For that, I think that we have to learn by the way the transition is organized in that region to give a very good idea how do we organize the transition to be inclusive, sustainable for the development, and also using our fossil resources wisely. I cannot say that clean, all the fossil sources are not clean, but we can develop in very sustainable way to respect the environment. Is what I saw here, and what I'm bringing out with me for Africa is that we can use our fossil respectful to the environment, including the new source of energy and the development of the population and the industry, because the development of industry in Africa is just starting today. And we need to continue with the good example that I saw here.
Thank you a lot. And now it's time to move on to the third nomination. These are the new ways of energy application. Let's see the short list.
New Ways of Energy Application nomination. Mohammad Naziruddin, Switzerland. Emeritus Professor, Swiss Federal Technology Institute of Lausanne. New materials used in modern energy engineering. For the pioneering work and development of molecular solar cells, including perovskite solar cells. Laura Gagliardi, USA, Richard and Kathy Leventhal, Professor of Chemistry and Molecular Engineering, University of Chicago. New materials used in modern energy engineering. For the fundamental computational discovery of metal-organic framework for water harvesting with superior water uptake. Amit Goel, USA, Founding Director, The Renew Institute, University at Buffalo. New materials used in modern energy engineering. For pioneering research and transformative contributions to the field of applied high-temperature superconductivity, including fundamental scientific advances and technical innovations, enabling large-scale applications of novel materials worldwide. Vladislav Khomich, Russia, Head of Research, Institute for Electrophysics and Electric Power of Russian Academy of Sciences. Efficient energy use. For outstanding contribution to the development, creation, and fundamental research of power plasma technologies and pulsed power energetics. Yulong Ding, UK, Professor, University of Birmingham. Efficient energy storage. For the invention, technology development, and commercialization of liquid air and composite phase change materials-based thermal energy storage technologies.
As the president of the association, I will announce the name. I have the envelope, I would like to outline that being the member of the staff of the Global Energy for many years, regardless of the geopolitical situation, we have more and more nominations from all countries of the world, which allows the international community to make the decisions of a larger pool and to choose of a larger pool. But that is a scientific decision. That's the key point. I'm really glad to say that our three prize winners, three laureates, they show the high diversity and mix of this planet. And here we have the prize winner, Vladimir Khomich from the Russian Federation. And we were able to connect with him. Dear friends, distinguished colleagues, first of all, I would like to thank the members of the International Award Committee and the Global Energy Association for the recognition of my work. Receiving this major award is a great honor for me. The main thing for me here is the international recognition of the role and results of fundamental research in energy by the Russian Academy of Sciences. I am certain that the Global Energy Prize serves as a considerable stimulus to the development of Russian energy science and contributes to expansion of its international ties. I would like to thank my colleagues, researchers from the Institute for Electrophysics and Electric Power of Russian Academy of Sciences, as well as members of the Department of Energy, Mechanical Engineering, Mechanics, and Control Processes, and my managers for their tremendous help in my work and my family. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
So let us please stay in Krasnoyarsk because we do have something to discuss. And let me address our guest. This is a guest from China, Mr. Li Xiao, about the question, how does he assess this wonderful campaign, these laureates who actually won the prize this year?
Okay, thank you for giving me this chance to talk something about my comments for these three laureates. First of all, generally speaking, I would like to say that all the three laureates are quite outstanding scientists in energy. For Professor He, most of his important contribution is the development of a new trojan arrestor. And the arrestor has been used for the development of HVDC power transmission system in China. And some rest product has been used in other countries. Due to his contribution, the capacity of HVDC has been enhanced and the safety has been improved. For Professor Huang from the United States, she is the leading scientist in materials, but his catalyst design has improved significantly the performance of the fuel cell. Fuel cell is very important for hydrogen energy. In the past, the fuel cell has not been used well. By the contribution of Professor Huang, I think the situation will be improved in the future. For Professor Khomich, Khomich is a leading scientist in plasma technology and pulsed power technology. He has many inventions, and by using of his contribution, we can deal with the problem of environmentally and the ecology, such as we can better deal with the toxic waste, solid waste, and the medical waste. So we have, due to his contribution, we have a better environment. Thank you.
Thank you so much indeed, sir.
I have also many people to say thanks to. And of course, first of all, I'd like to give thanks to the governor of Krasnoyarsk region, to Mikhail Kotikov, and to Yenisei Siberia, and of course Norilsk Nickel and Rosatom. And for Rosatom, that is a great company which has really large-scale projects in more than 50 countries. But for us, in the history of Rosatom, there is a brick that we put here in Krasnoyarsk region, because here in Krasnoyarsk region we have the mining and chemical plant, also known as Gora, and it operates here in Krasnoyarsk region. There was a special report about this plant, which was prepared by Natalia Solovyova, my colleague from Russia 24 TV channel, and this video won the Grand Prix of the Energy Award competition last year. So the journalists who make videos, who make some articles about energy, and they are being awarded. And I would like to appeal to you, my fellow journalists here and around the world, to study the rules of the competition and apply for it. I would like to thank the researchers, the members of the International Award Committee who came here. And we, Global Energy, are moving on and getting prepared for the Russian Energy Week in autumn in Moscow. See you.